See for Motivate though, look at this draft. It's a red style of draft at the moment, a little bit of orange tinge in there as well, but
10 seconds
it's a
remaining.
lot of magic damage for Motivate at the moment. Is there anything
5
this can
seconds
maybe
remaining.
give a sign of warning for Polaris to pick up in the second phase?
Okay, the life stealer is banned out. Okay, that is good. In my mind, you want heroes that, so Juggernaut seems solid, but as we mentioned, he's not the greatest in the current meta. But you want heroes that buy BKBs early on. So a hero that buys one item into a BKB. So it can be an Ursa, it can be a Troll, it can be even the Terrorblade as we saw in the previous game. So that's something that I would like to see. I think that Polaris are gonna stay away from the range cores here, just because you're up against the Mars. And there's the CK, which I have to say, at least in terms of illusions, I don't see CK as being that good of a pick right now, unless you're crushing your lane, which against the Mars and the Snapfire isn't the easiest thing to do. I'm not the biggest fan of the pick right now. I'm gonna have to tell you that.
Yeah, I agree. My concern is that they're able to deal with the Phantasm illusions well, but I think they can unlock the Chaos Knight if they go for another support that's very strong in the lane. I guess you could go Shaman, Chaos Knight, but Shaman is a 5 I'm still a little bit hesitant on. So is there any position 5s you feel like that are going to be good in the lane to kind of help enable Chaos Knight as a lane dominator?
So anything that gives you a ton of damage, AA is the one that comes to mind, given that we saw it in the previous game. Though not a lot of reasons to pick it here now per se, just because of the hero. But anything that does a lot of damage as a support. That is not a huge damage dealer in terms of taking their HP away, or he takes their strength away, and then the CK can actually do the damage. So Snapfire and the Mars strength heroes, they don't have a ton of armor, means that once the Undying takes away their HP, then the CK can kill him. So not a damage dealing hero per se, but I think it can work out quite nicely. Though it's weird that they went for the Undying, given that there's a Snapfire on the other side. So, you're playing against the Pango. You're probably going to be like, Mortimer's Kisses aren't going to be that useful. So you're going to have one job in the fight. That's to kill the Tombstone. And that's something that you do very easily. So, an interesting pick from Polaris, I have to say. It's a cool combo in the lane, but I just don't think it's the greatest one against the Mars and the Snapfire overall to have two melee heroes.
I'm intrigued on how the Undying is going to shape up though with their team fight, because it does look like they have multiple ways to anchor fights, drop Tombstone, Serpent Wards near it, Rolling Thunder to kind of provide some chaos. So if all your attention goes to dealing with the structures, then you've got the Thunder that can bounce back and stun you up multiple times. For Motivate, they have their own kind of area denial in the arena, but it can be nice to kind of dump multiple things inside it and counteract that. So I'm just intrigued to see how much value they get out of that in the game and in the fights, and if that's maybe something they were going for. But for Motivate, they got the Gyrocopter, one of the better carries to be able to deal with structures and also deal damage on top of that to other heroes.
Yeah, and there's with the arena, you always have the AoE lockdown necessary for the gyro to do the damage. When we look at Motivate.Trust, they just do so much magical damage, and CK isn't really a BKB carrier per se. So it wouldn't surprise me if they actually put the CK in the offlane with the Shadow Shaman Pango mid and go for something else in the carry department. But I think they're gonna be lacking damage if they do that. So we kind of have two approaches here to the team fight. So I'm curious to see who's gonna be pulling the enemies into an unfavorable position to fight. On one side we have Motivate.Trust, who want to fight in an open area. So the big jungle is pretty much around the outpost where you want to fight, because there's not a lot of choke points, not a lot of high grounds where the Undying can put his Tombstone. You just want an open area so the Ember can go in and out. You go for the arena, you can dodge the Pango ult and stuff like that. On the other hand, Polaris, they just want a concentrated fight at a very small point. Even if there's an arena there with the Rolling Thunder, you kind of break the combo and you can just crush people there. The Tombstone is there, the Shadow Shaman wards, and of course the Pango with the extra lockdown. So I kind of feel like Polaris have an advantage there, just because they're the more experienced team, so they'll be able to pull Motivate.Trust into territories where you don't really want to fight.
All right, well, we get to see Death Prophet. The 23rd pick could be a Lelouch Death Prophet. And if you remember back to his other name, Mac, he was one of the better Death Prophet players, along with Moon, always plays this at a credible level. What is the answer now for Motivate with the last pick?
You want burst. You want burst for sure. That is something that you do not have. The Death Prophet is one of those heroes that if the fight goes long, you will lose. And yeah, Motivate Trust. I mean, they have multiple approaches, but I think being able to burst down the Death Prophet is quite nice. I wouldn't mind like putting the Snapfire in the safe lane as a support. Go for something like a Skywrath Mage. Maybe go for a Lion as a support, as a position 5. That would be cool as well. You want the Death Prophet to die fast, and then you can get away from the fight. Because imagine if you jump in on a hero, you don't manage to bring it down, and then there is a Tombstone, there is a Rolling Thunder, you're gonna be in so much trouble. Okay, that definitely isn't a burst type hero. That is a type hero that might be able to stand his ground. Good at dealing with the Tombstone, good at dealing with the Serpent Fords, and can actually stand his ground because he has so many illusions against the DP, because of course the exorcism damage is going to be a little bit spread around. So this is a beautiful last pick, Terrorblade. I like it so much. The thing is, can the other 4 actually slow down the game enough? Because you have 2 really heavy pushers on the side of Polaris. Yes, they have been nerfed, but it doesn't matter. You are gonna take down the towers. You're gonna take down Roche. You're pretty good at hunting with the CK, and in choke points where the Terrorblade will be farming, it's hard for Motivate.Trust to fight. So Polaris will have a good path to smoke towards the Terrorblade. So I'm seeing Motivate.Trust here having a good draft, but the thing is, can you slow this down? You have to kill the DP every single time she uses the ulti in the early levels. So she uses the ulti, the Mars is there, spear into an arena, Mortimer's Kisses, this guy has to die. If that doesn't happen in the early stages of the game, I'm very much afraid for Motivate.Trust.
All right, well, it just comes down to execution for Motivate, and if you can get these level 6s at a timing where you can combat where you can combat Lelouch trying to put some pressure and that damage onto the early towers. But of course, we saw yesterday there was a game where we casted where there was a Hoodwink and a Lich. I actually believe it was Lilgun that was playing that game, and the supports did so much work in the early game. So hopefully that is going to be the case for Motivate, so they can tie up this series. For me, in regards to the Terrorblade, a lot of people say he's very good versus structures. I kind of take the different route. I think he's someone who you have a overwhelming amount of damage, and it can feel very awkward using that damage on something on Serpent Ward or Tombstone that the damage doesn't matter. All it matters is how many right clicks you get off. So often it's very similar to like a Titan. He's got stupid amount of burst potential, wants to be swiping heroes down, but going up against something that again just requires a certain amount of attacks instead of damage can be a bit awkward.
Polaris are kind of poking their own offlaner. Like he only plays Pango. That's his only hero. So hopefully Nevermind can take a joke, and that's not gonna strike down his ego.
Is that
something along those lines?
Oh no. Yeah, you just see it. Nevermind. Like, come on, guys. I'm my own person. You know, maybe that could be a compliment to him.
Maybe that's a praise.
Yeah,
that's a praise.
Fnatic Masteros.
One of these stronger offlaners.
Now they're hitting back on Masteros, saying, "Yeah, remember that time you were on Fnatic for a little bit? Yeah, that oof." Nick gotcha. Okay. Oh no, Masteros he should go down. Only 1 second stun, but it looks like with 4 heroes surrounding the Mars in the river. Decay is going to be up in a couple of seconds. Is that enough? It's not. 15 health as Masteros limps back to the safety of his side of the map.
Well, I have to say, he took that beating quite nicely. We can see that he is hurting, but you know, he'll get back to the lane full. It's not like he's gonna be losing much in terms of golden experience. He's gonna be back there. Maybe 1 or 2 creeps die, and that's about it. So the how much was the rune count? Okay, so it's 2 for 2 if I'm not mistaken. Yep, that's the case.
How does this mid matchup fare with the Ember versus Death Prophet?
I think we're already seeing the answer to that. Any melee hero is gonna have a tough time against the DP. Usually, the Ember is the kind of hero with the Flame Guard. You just go into someone's face. Against the Death Prophet, you can't do that one. I actually expected Gacha Boy kind of let go of the Flame Guard completely, but maybe he wants at least 2 points to help him in the farming of the jungle once the time for that does come. But definitely not feeling good about himself, and he's gonna have some troubles getting up towards his bottle because he only has one more tango and one more branch, so effectively 2 more tangos to heal himself up. And that Prophet, once Lelouch is level 3, he can pretty much bully him out.
Well, how about some of the other lanes, you know, top or bottom? Is there anyone that you'd give a big advantage to on Motivate? Actually, hold that thought. Masros is in trouble. A beautiful double cookie stun from Tigger will actually stop the attempt. So Masros once again is back to limping away to his own tower, but does have a self.
Well, the thing that we can say about these lanes is that there's a lot of damage.
Bottom
Either way,
lane.
Bottom lane,
Yeah.
play hard.
We got our first blood. It looks like play hard. Getting a little bit of health back, but as soon as the shackles expire, KMP pops out with the meta. This is a dope-looking metamorphosis. I don't know if I've seen this color scheme. Have I? Ah, no, it's cool nonetheless.
It looks good. It definitely looks good. Orange, demonic. It's quite nice. Either way, the thing is, we have a lot of kill potential on all of the lanes, and they can go both ways. I can tell you, the safe lanes, you can say that they are stronger, but they're the ones that are gonna be going first. You know, if it doesn't work out, if let's say Polaris overextend a bit on the top lane, there is a huge potential for a turnaround for Motivate.Trust, and the same is true on the bottom lane. We can see KMP already in trouble.
They've already used their abilities though, so KMP will be able to step to the west and get out of harm's way. Once again, it's a support offering up the regen in regards to the cell, but the resources are starting to fall low. Leaf has got 5 tangos, and hopefully that's going to be enough for KMP for the next minute or so.
Terrorblade is one of those heroes. He doesn't have a lot of HP, so the tangos should usually be enough. Especially if the gyro is in the vicinity, he's not gonna allow the full-on damage to go through from the Pango and the Shadow Shaman.
Bounty.
Unfortunately, the Gacha Boy tried to move on over and get one of the bounties, but that was sniped away. And top lane, Masros is in trouble. Atsumi's gonna pull him back a little bit, and with Decay, oh Jesus, Xavier's just punched him down. One swipe did a ridiculous amount of health. I guess they stole a lot of his strength, however.
Yeah, it is always cool to see just how much damage the Undying takes away, but it's mostly because you have such low HP at those moments. And this is something that we don't see too often. A Mars struggling in the lane in terms of CS. The hero has 2 spells to secure CS. Okay, I guess there is a full wave coming towards him. So despite the death and him not being there from the start of the lane, he's still gonna be getting a solid amount of HP.
Look at this, man.
CS, yeah.
They are just bullying Gacha Boy on the M-Bob. All the supports rotating mid to make sure Gacha Boy gets none of the water runes.
I've played with mid laners and teams where they would say at some point, guys, if you take away his rune, he's done. He's not gonna have a game at all. And I think that's what Lelouch is screaming towards his supports right now. Just take away the runes, and Gacha Boy is not gonna be a factor until later on. He's just gonna be trying to catch back up in the jungle, and I think that is the right approach. You want to be playing around this DP for sure. You want her to be strong.
He's gonna be in trouble. There's a lot of damage coming through with 2 points in the shield crash. But they will not continue the chase as he gets out of harm's way. Now back to top we go as Natsumi's falling pretty low. Tigger with an early point in the little shred is able to deal with the tombstone. Now they should give Masros a bit of breathing room to be able to get out of harm's way.
So much damage. Oh, bottom lane again. There's a fight. KMP.
He's out of stick charges. One more swipe. Evermind's able to find out with the rapier. Now goes for Leaf as well. Look at this. The double rapier swipes with the right clicks as Nevermind finds the double kill.
Yeah, this is the thing. Both of the teams on the side lanes, they have spells. You go in, and once you've expended them, you kind of have to go back. Motivate.Trust, the problem for them there was that they had no mana on the gyro, so he couldn't do anything to assist KMP with the damage. And KMP now is gonna take another round of a beating here from the creeps, which means with the next round of spells, KMP might be in some trouble. I'm liking how Polaris are playing this and approaching how they're actually bullying the Terrorblade.
Nevermind. Okay. And it's interesting because the gyro can be a really strong laning stage support with all that magic damage you have in Rocket Barrage, the homing missile. But the fact that Polaris to just kind of getting aggressive first and putting the gyrocopter in a position where they're fighting on top of the creep wave, so this rocket barrage isn't doing as much damage as maybe what it would have.
Nevermind is playing his only hero really well. You know, he is the one going in, and then the Gyro needs to use the spells on the Pango, who already has the shield crash up. Suddenly, you're not using that much regen on the Pango and on Playhard, and you're using a ton of regen on the other side. At some point, you're gonna run out, and Polaris are gonna be coming out ahead. Also, killing KMP as soon as he popped the meta is a big deal, and I have to say KMP after the previous game and his Zersa performance, he's probably not feeling himself too much right now.
So what's the play here for Polaris? Because they have the Exorcism for Lelouch. Do they look to come mid instead, or is Lelouch going to be eyeing up the bottom tower?
For now, it is keep the laning phase going and get a few more levels on the Undying. You want to play around the Undying with the DP just before the Mars gets his ulti. Okay, so with the Undying actually moving them away, he's gonna be going for it.
A little bit of room that they have now to capitalize, and Lelouch and Playhard's gonna instantly kill off Leaf as he connects to mid. His tower is taking a beating with the first Exo, but they will at least be in the neighborhood to try and defend this, and Lelouch, he's got some duration of the Exo left, but he doesn't have the greatest health pool. Let's see if that's going to be a concern or not.
Doesn't look like a concern.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Playhard just snatches the tower there. I actually liked what Motivate.Trust did in terms of the top lane, allowing the Mars to get all of the levels, because you wanted to fight the Death Prophet in the mid lane and actually kill her. But that was such a bad move from Motivate.Trust. They got pulled in onto the Undying. They got the Undying kill, and it cost them their mid lane tower. That is something that you should not allow to happen. You are losing the mid lane, but Gacha Boy needs to be there for the entirety of the time, or they come in, they force back the DP, they force her TP somewhere else, and then you go in for it. You maybe try to bait him out by moving away with the Ember and then waiting with the Mars, but this is just not a way to go. With that mid lane tower down, it kind of takes away all of your chances that you have to kill the DP. Killing him on the bottom lane just won't feel that good, because from the bottom lane you cannot spread out the map as well as you can from the mid.
We see so far for Polaris, the laning stage off to a big advantage, and now Natsumi just seeing if he's going to be able to get the connection onto the Mars up top, but Masra's just out of Reality Rift harm's way. Now they are pathing their way to top. They soon to run into Playhard. They're a little bit hesitant on the angle they want to try and take into this top lane.
I just don't think there, other than the Pango, no one should TP to the top to save this Shadow Shaman. And, nah, just let him die.
Well, who got the kill? Gotcha Boy gets it, so an injection of gold into the Ember Spirit's bank. It's up to second bottom out of the core's net worth, but it's Arena on cooldown, so there's going to be no way they can defend this bottom tower. They've got EXO up in a couple of seconds, so yeah, this tower is going to go down, I believe, with no contestation.
It is, after what happened in the mid lane, that was a big mistake that could, I don't want to say cost you the game, but pretty much. Leaf in some trouble as well, so we can follow up this one too. Okay, he's going to survive.
They want to defend top,
Never mind,
though.
defending top.
Yeah, Nevermind. Along with Natsumi, Phantasm's out. Beautiful Rolling Thunder from Nevermind, but they're able to push back the damage on the Chaos Knight. So this is going to give an opportunity now for Motivate to reposition, getting closer and closer to the safety of their tier 1 towers. The rest of Polaris, a little bit slow to connect on Nevermind, but still he can do it himself. He doesn't need the team offering enough damage to get rid of the Mars, and now they're onto Tigger as well into the tier 1 towers. Nevermind. He's still going to be a bit cautious though. Homing missile, landing deep. Do they have any sustain to be able to keep Nevermind alive? The shield crash damage mitigation. Nevermind's not even dead. Oh, finally, they'll get the kill, dragging back Archer Boy, and in the end, KP is going to rock up with a double damage rune. So all the time has been enabled for KP to show up and get the double, but what is the trade in the end? It looks like it's a 3 for 4.
Mainly, it is a bottom tower for nothing, and that is the main thing. Lelouch is surviving. I understand Motivate.Trust after that mistake they made in the mid lane, or allowing the mid lane to fall so easily. They have to go for what they can get, and for now, that is just straight up fight, fight, fight. Because once the BKBs come out, which I think at some point, you know, Polaris are going to be looking towards those, you're going to be in so much trouble. And the Terrorblade, his map is going to be shrinking so much just because of the towers falling so early. So Motivate.Trust, they have to open up the top map, the top part of the map. The problem is that there's the Rolling Thunder yet again, and every single time you have the arena, the Rolling Thunder is there as well to stop the push. Is it gonna be enough though? Well, Motivate.Trust are here in numbers.
They're bringing more numbers though on Polaris. Got Lelouch even showing up. X on cooldown will not matter. Level 10 on Lelouch. Boots of travel completed, so he can be everywhere on the map. Who are they going for here? Motivate?
That was a cool play from Gotcha Boy. Actually, kind of telling his enemies, yo, my friends are here, but they're actually not. They're going for a move. It's gonna be a good one.
Oh, Lelouch, he might be in trouble. The instant hex, though, along with the silence, it's actually gonna stop Mass Frost from getting the combination out, but the Mortimer Kisses, that's plenty of artillery support to kill off the Death Prophet. And in the end, it'll make it a 2 for 2 as the rest of Dire, they're too late to connect. Xavier should kill off Leaf with the help of all the structures and summons, so they'll get something more out of it as... Never mind. He's also looking to show up to the party. Diffusal Blade already completed for the Pangolier. You can bounce off one more into the second. There's always the threat of the Sunder. Let's see if the burst is going to be on point for Nevermind and Xavier's to make sure that's not a possibility. And it is beautifully played from the duo on Dire. But they've got to get out though. Radiant, the death timers aren't overly long, so Gotcha Boy is going to fly over to the low ground. They get the burst, he dodges the silence, Gotcha Boy out to the safety of the river. Tigger's going to go down to the south, protectify Leaf for the moment. And I don't think Lelouch will get anything more out of this. So an Exo committed, an easy chase down on to Tigger, but... So I'm trying to see who's kind of having a better advantage out of these fights.
Well, every single time that the Death Prophet doesn't die is a problem for Motivate.Trust. You have to focus down Lelouch, and they tried to do it there in the previous fight, just weren't capable of doing it. That was just a beautiful hex coming out at the start of the fight from Playhard that stopped the Mars. He got a cookie, but immediately hexed up and he couldn't get all of his spells off, and now they're just gonna continue chasing on Polaris.
But they are the remnants of the tier 1 tower, but the Mars will end up being killed off to the damage as Polaris. I mean, they are everywhere. These boots of travel heavily enabling the Death Prophet. And all the kill involvement that Playhard has had. 1, 3, and 5, so 6 out of the 14 kills. But this is going to give him a nice little chunk of change to be able to work on. Maybe find that next set of items, whether it's the 8th lens, whether it's the first item Blink Dagger if he wants that. But look, damn, they're so aggressive taking away the triangle.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Yep, triangle 14 minutes in, invaded with the bottom part of the map taken. It means that the entirety of the map is taken from Motivate.Trust. And what you do right now... Oh, there's gonna be a fight before we can finish that thought.
You see they don't want to commit though. They're so hesitant to jump on the Shaman. To the north, Nevermind's going to try and solo the Mars, but that's not the big issue. It's Gotcha Boy's control for the moment. Remnant up to the... Oh, it doesn't make it on the high ground, but it will not matter. Core down, covering the retreat. KMP moving forward aggressively, but Nevermind gets a solo kill. The Mars and Pango were duking it out, the Mano on Mano, but it's Nevermind that comes out on top. And hang on a second, this is an early Roche attempt.
This is literally Polaris like baiting Motivate. Come and fight us if you dare. Because no meta, no Mars Arena means that you cannot fight. And, you know, okay, KMP still has that meta for quite some time.
They got the kisses. They need the stuns to be able to enable the kisses. Nevermind's falling low. Last little bit of globs, enough to so tick him out. There we go. Gotcha Boy into the middle, but they've been able to kill off KMP. They'll get Leaf for good measure as well. And now Natsumi drags back another to their death. As oh, they're buying back for the defense. Okay.
Man, Polaris are playing much better than Motivate.Trust, and now with the Exorcism, they just walk into the Roche pit. The good thing is that the Mars is alive. You might actually be able to bring down Lelouch. Let's see if they... Nah, they're actually dealing with the wards here.
Hang on, Lelouch is gonna be caught. No, another bash!
Low.
Someone's gonna get the Aegis! Xavius gets it, but Lelouch wasn't able to. So the Death Prophet killed off. It's a decent arena, but there's no damage follow-up inside it. Natsumi again. This goddamn reality rift stopping the heroes from retreating. But in the end, it's Xavius to get the Aegis. You would have loved to give that over to Lelouch, but unfortunately, they will not be able to do so. The sixth man of the year is Roshan.
I have to say that was the best it can get for Motivate.Trust with the given situation, and it's still pretty bad. So what is happening right now on the map is that Motivate.Trust, they have 4 heroes that have to fight. They're very good at getting a pick off and then chasing for more. Polaris, they took the bottom part of the map, they took the mid lane, and they know that they're stronger right now. So what are they doing? They're poking the triangle, going in and out, and just forcing Motivate.Trust there to be with 5 heroes. Then you can spread around. With you taking the Roche, you now don't have to even think about the top part of the map other than pushing out the top wave. And Motivate.Trust, they're gonna have no place to fight. If Motivate.Trust decides to fight on the bottom lane, which is the place where they can, it's not a good place to fight. We talked about them wanting to go in open territory, but the thing is that they are not really good with vision there. So even though it's an open territory, it's still gonna be better vision on the side of Polaris.
It's gonna run to Gacha Boy, who's completely out of mana, but the reinforcements, they've shown up. Mastros with the blink revealed. Polaris still are thinking about taking the fight, but the ultimates are on cooldown. Can he get the Rolling Thunder off for Nevermind? The Soul Rip sustain. Too much for them to deal with. Tigger's going to go for a TPR. There won't be a way to cancel that, but... Oh, they were so close to even getting Nevermind, but not the case as soon as Xavius was able to show up. And this is a level 11 Undying. He's a higher level than your offlane Mars.
He has an Aegis. That is the big thing as well. It's lucky for Motivate that they ran into play hard first. If they ran into
lane
the
Lelouch
Undying
might be in
first,
trouble. Arena speed combination. Lelouch doesn't have many stats with his boots to travel, but Nevermind to the rescue. Lelouch is able to get a little bit of heal off. Silence onto Mastros as well. They give him the urn. And Lelouch is out of there. He's out of harm's way. And now Polaris step in with ease. They've shown up to the party with the numbers. Knocking on the front door. And in fact, they're going to look to crash the party as well along with it. Motivate. They didn't want any more visitors, but unfortunately for them, they're going to get all of them by the tier 2 towers. There's no more remnants for the Emperor to escape. And now they can go deeper and deeper as Nevermind. He's on the backstab. He's on the pincer, blocking off the retreat from the gyrocopter. 4 down and no casualties on the side of Polaris.
I'm sounding like the broken record here, but that mid lane tower falling, it ended the game. It literally ended the game. There is no place where Motivate.Trust can fight it. They're gonna be in a favorable position, and the only thing their 4 heroes can do is fight. It is just so sad right now. You're so much weaker, and you can only fight, or you can stay in your base, which is much, much worse. The enemies will get everything from the map, and they'll just come into a situation where you're even less likely to win a fight. So I think we're gonna be seeing a bloodbath over and over again until Motivate.Trust actually decide, okay, it is enough. We can't win this one any longer.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
10,000 net worth lead for Polaris. A 97 probability as well for them already 19 minutes in, and Motivate, they're feeling the pressure. Feeling like they're in a position to make this ambitious play. So gonna run to Xavius. What on a high gun's a decent spot for them to fight, especially with the arena from Mastros, but Nevermind instantly cuts the fight in half. The best Rolling Thunder you could ever ask for turn this fight back on its head. As Polaris, oh my lord, dude, Nevermind's Pango. They were joking around with it at the start of this game, saying it is his only hero. Well, it doesn't matter if it's his only hero when he plays it like that. My god.
Radiant's middle tower.
And yeah, I think that Motivate.Trust should be happy with them getting even some kills out of these fights. It's gonna be almost impossible for them to win this game, but at least you're annoying the supports on the side of Polaris. You're getting some kills. You're not getting absolutely trashed, you know. It's getting a little bit of a dent there into them, and Lelouch just gets a beautiful Yules. Now it's so easy for Polaris to play. They got the BKB on the CK, they're gonna have a BKB on the DP, and that is the timing where you go to end the game. You don't care where you're gonna fight, you don't care how you're gonna fight. If you get your BKBs off, you are gonna win. There's no other way around it. These 3 cores, you have a Rolling Thunder on one, and you're gonna have BKBs on the other 2. They will not die. And the thing is that Motivate.Trust are so far behind that they will be their heroes will die before those BKBs go out. I'm kind of looking at them, and let's find a way for them to win a fight, and with that probably prolong the game. KMP needs to go into the fight in a perfect moment. So that is what needs to happen. You start off the fight by jumping in and killing a core. If you find the support, run away if you are Motivate.Trust. But before that, we're gonna be seeing at Masteros running away. I don't know if it's gonna be too successful at doing that, but still.
Yeah, poor Master. Say we give the kill over to Nevermind. Like, yep, you've had an exceptional game. We'll give yourself a freebie. Natsumi wants to catapult instead. Now, they know that Xavius is alone top, so they're going to try and make an attempt with the duo support to motivate, but... yeah, good luck killing Xavius. That seems like too difficult of a task. So, what are we looking for the Terrorblade? Is there any real big item that you could see him maybe having an opportunity to bring this one back?
I mean, he needs a BKB, but it's all about positioning. Right now, it's not so much about the items, it's him coming to the fight when Motivate are initiating onto the DP. It would be the best target, but any core would be nice, and he's there to deal the damage. They finish off one of the heroes, and then you go from there. Then you can maybe reset the fight on the while the Rolling Thunder is there, and you go, and then you're gonna spread up the map with the pickoffs that you can provide with the Mars, the Snapfire, the Gyro, and the Ember. So that is what you need to do. I think Motivate.Trust need to find a way to bring KMP to the fights. Push out one wave, go for a smoke, hope that Polaris are gonna feel too cocky that they cannot die and catch that one hero off guard. The last place where you can do it is the top tier 2. So if Motivate.Trust decide to let that one go, I'm actually gonna think that they actually have no more chances in this one.
They might be able to kill off Nevermind. He's moving underneath the Radiant Observer, now showing the lane. Playard's behind it, but there's not much the Shaman can do to disrupt the combo. They'll kill off the Pangolier. Now they're gonna turn to the Shaman as well with the backline. Mortimer kisses. Not enough to secure this, so a 1 for nothing, giving them maybe an opportunity now to try and get some of the lane shoved out.
You don't have another smoke.
Bottom lane. Oh no, Playard for the instant Hex. Another follow-up should be there. He still doesn't have the BKB. The silence into the 4-second stun, all for good measure.
What Motivate.Trust needed to do after that play was go for a fight. You killed the Pango. You need to go for more. Obviously, you don't want to go on the high ground. This is the problem. They used so many smokes. They don't have any left, and they could have actually found an angle to go into their triangle if they had one. So this is just what happens when you're losing the entirety of the game. You're gonna stop having resources to fight, and that is exactly what happened here. Leaf is getting whipped into obedience here.
Right, they'll have a stun from Natsumi. So maybe this will open up the top tier 2 tower. They've got a very nice ward around the triangle, but Radiant are consistently cutting top. We've seen Mastros do it a little bit. We've seen Tigger do it a little bit. So motivated. Oh, Natsu, no way he runs into Tigger. Oh, he's going to see him. He sees his Snapfire, Tigger being a nuisance, but finally they'll kill off the Grandma. Up to her good old shenanigans in the tree line.
Okay, so if you can't fight on Motivate.Trust, just try to cut the waves. That's exactly what Masteros is doing. But the next play from Polaris is going to be Roche. Then you're going to be protecting the next wave on the top lane. You're going to take that tower down. And then Motivate.Trust, actually, I think they're going to be forced to fight on that
top lane again.
There's no other way around it.
Play hard one. He's setting up on all the lanes. Bottom to top he goes. All they needed is that instant Hex, and Lelouch was able to join suit with the boots of travel.
Oh, there's no way.
Okay, Jesus, that was a bit too close for comfort.
You know, Eris, I'm kind of hoping here that that Motivate.Trust are gonna be getting out so that we get a game. But every single time that it's kind of close to them getting at least something out, at least they're Mars surviving. They don't manage to do it. 28 seconds until he comes in. Motivate.Trust have to be ready. Trading the tier 1 on the bottom lane is a game-losing play. Of course, you don't have much chance to win either way. We can see the win probability being at 2% for Motivate.Trust. But Polaris don't want to give them anything. Look at this. They're just brutal.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Oh no, Gyro ran into again. Play hard. He's everywhere. He is actually everywhere on this Shaman. Like you said, probability not looking at all good for the side of Motivate. I mean, I like at least their read. What they've been trying to do for the past 5+ minutes, honestly, just completely avoid fights. They're not looking to take 5-on-5s, just split up the map. Hope that you can give enough time for KMP to get towards his BKB, but maybe now with the ages, you can just brute force the high ground.
It looks like the thing they want to do. So now Motivate.Trust will have to fight. It all comes down to can Mars latch someone to the tower and they bring him down. Because split push is not gonna work. There's so many towers up.
Hang on, this is aggressive. That's a D4 tower, Natsumi, and he doesn't care.
No BKB. This opens up the opportunity for Motivate.Trust. They should go in right now. The TB is coming back.
Radiant's middle barracks are under
See,
attack.
Faster.
difficult to fight into Exo and Tombstone along with Aegis. In a perfect window. Now Serpent Ward's dropped as well. How do you get into the middle?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's
It's on Masros. It is all on you, Masros, to find a huge arena. He's going to try and get the speed connection, but all of a sudden, he's dragged back to his death. Won't even have the opportunity for an arena. As the buybacks now needs to be something that Motivate use perfectly to find a numbers advantage, but it looks like that won't be the case. They'll get the Aegis, but still, do they stick around on Polaris? Or are they going to respect the potential turnaround?
Without the arena, I don't think there's a fight for Motivate. So Polaris, they can choose here, but I think you stay. And you have another
Tombstone back
Tombstone.
up, and there we go. Lelouch is in. Behind the barracks, play hard's gonna follow suit. Onto KMP, they need a way to cancel the chains. Natsumi instantly will make sure that does not matter. As a 4-second stun puts KMP in the grave for the last time this game. As Ember will follow along with the gyrocopter. Everyone wants to be buried 6 feet under. As Polaris, look at that, a beautiful second game. Game 1 was much closer, but Polaris, flexed their muscles, showing that they definitely are the team with the experience to be able to take this series.
I mean, they're definitely the better team here. There's no doubt about it. They went for a passive game in the first one. They managed to persist. They managed to get into the late game where they outsmarted their opponents. And this one, I mean, this is just straightforward. I think from minute 6 after that tower fell, I think it was around that time. It was pretty much clear what was going to happen towards the end of the game. Motivate are going to be fighting, but losing. And in the end, once the TB comes and he dies, it's going to be the end of the road. So they wanna go for one more fight. This is a valiant attempt, I have to say.
You got Arena, you got Meta. Again, look at Polaris. They're making sure they don't group up. Only one person's going to be caught in the Arena. That is the Undying, but it doesn't matter as the rest of the heroes instantly turn their attention over to the Terrorblade, making sure there's no opportunity for a Sunder. And a Masros will be killed off along with it. So, a beautiful game from the lads on Dire. Gacha Boy might just make it out. But a 3-second stun from Natsumi gets the connection. Tips for good measure. As Natsumi will end the game beyond godlike. Alright,
Motivate.Trust, they're definitely doing this for the spectators.
Oh no. Oh, is he gonna die through the stun lock? Oh, Gacha Boy. Well, the spectators are thanking them. They're like, thank you guys for the beautiful game. At least Polaris fans are happy with this outcome.
Yeah, because that was, you initiating on the supports, you know that you're not gonna win the fight that way. I think you're aware of that one. So they're just trying to make things interesting. So there's something going on in the game, not GGing out, not giving up, but I think they were aware at I'd say 15 minutes in that this game is impossible for them. You could see that they were constantly using smokes to fight. They had an idea what they had to do. The thing is that the only thing that was left for them in the tank wasn't the best thing to happen in the game for them. You couldn't get the kill on the cores. The supports were always pushing aggressively. You give a kill on a support or two, but then the chase down is always there. And Polaris, I mean, from start to finish, understanding what they need to do, but also Motivate.Trust making a big mistake, allowing that mid lane tower to fall. They had a good start, giving Massaros all the level he needs so they can defend those towers, they can kill the DP, but first Massaros DP gets cancelled when they should defend the mid lane, and the second thing is the mid lane tower already took a billion damage. damage. So even if you did TP there and kill the DP, the tower would have already taken so much damage that I don't think it would have mattered in the grand scheme of things.
And you see it's the polar opposite with these two teams. Polaris with a new roster performing at a ridiculous level. I'm almost certain this 2-0 victory puts them on top of the table. In fact, well, they're tied with NGXC now with a 10-2 map count. And for the likes on Motivate, also a new roster, they are on the bottom of the table with a 2-8 map count, tied with Lugan. So it's, yeah, one side's working well with the new roster changes. The other side is struggling a little bit, but they do have still a lot more series to be able to hopefully try and, well, I mean, Polaris, I'm pretty sure they've guaranteed, almost very close to guaranteeing a spot in upper bracket with that top 4 finish. For Motivate, it's just all eyes on them if they can at least keep a position in the Pro Series 11 and if we're going to see them in the playoffs. But those two teams are done for tonight. Our eyes and attention are all on the second series. It's going to be Patriots up against Neon. It should be a very hype series as well. We get to see the new roster of Neon. It's Mice playing with Asta dropped from the roster. It's just a stand-in. Mice is not officially on the roster, so nothing crazy like that, but we get to see how he's able to shape up with this team. And for Patriots, we've also had the opportunity to cast them a couple times. They're looking okay. They're 3-7, but again, both these teams towards the bottom of the pack. They really need to get every victory they can in hopes of staying and maybe even just putting themselves in a position where they could grasp that position for slot. But we're going to have a bit of a break. Should be about 13 or so minutes until that one does kick off. So when we come back, it's going to be Neon against Patriots.